Hello everyone, my name is Wansin and I'm currently a Master of Counseling student in Unimas. I'm going to share my personal learning and reflection on Gestalt therapy. Before I start sharing my personal takeaways from Gestalt therapy, let me briefly explain what is Gestalt therapy. Disclaimer, I am in the process of learning as well, so please forgive me if I share any wrong information, and let's learn together. Gestalt therapy is founded by Fritz and Laura Perls in the late 1940s, and the word Gestalt is actually coming from a German word which means whole or configuration. Gestalt theory believes in holism and that every individual is whole in terms of our mind, body, and soul. This approach and belief is very aligned with the philosophy from Aristotle that suggests whole is greater than the sum of its part. Gestalt therapy also putting a lot of focus on self-awareness and the present moment, which is the here and now. Gestalt therapists believe that self-awareness is the key to personal growth and developing our full potential. Gestalt believe that with the non-judgmental self-awareness and acceptance, we can become more mindful of our thinking, feelings, and behavior in the present moment. By focusing on our present thoughts, feelings, and behavior, it can also help us to better understand the way they're related to each other. That's the brief summary of Gestalt therapy theory. If you'd like to know more about what is Gestalt therapy in details, you may search up the resources online. Let's talk about my personal reflection on this theory. I personally resonate with the concept of Gestalt therapy a lot, especially on the concept of prioritize self-awareness and the present moment, which is the here and now. Now my 5 key takeaways from Gestalt theory. The first one is everyone is unique. Second one is awareness. Third is the power of present moment, dialogue, and the empty chair technique. Okay, see, everyone is unique. There is a point by Perls which I find it very meaningful and I would really like to share with you all. I do my things and you do your things. I am not in this world to live up to your expectations and you are not in this world to live up to mine. You are you and I am I. And if by chance we find each other, it is beautiful. If not, it cannot be held. I find it very true and beautifully written. I agree with the theory that everyone's experience is unique and we are in no position to use our lens to perceive others. Of the time, we tend to see things from our own point of view and make instant judgment or conclusion without seeing the whole picture or the situation, which is not very healthy. Gestalt suggested that searching for meaning should not be reduced to the sum of one experience, and instead, we should see and understand one as a whole. Moving on, self-awareness. I always believe that self-awareness is the key to every changes. Without self-awareness, nothing can be improved. In order to make changes, one has to first be truly aware of who they are and what they are experiencing right now, and accept themselves for who they are and what they are experiencing as a whole. This is actually interconnected with the next point that I'm going to share, which is the power of present moment. Self-awareness and being in the present moment means that we bring things from the past and the future to the present moment. And the most impactful question, or the most useful question, for this will be, how does that make you feel right now? I resonate it a lot because it is in the present moment that matters. It is in the present moment that we are experiencing all the feelings and the sensation. It is in the present moment that we make choices. In today's world, everyone is moving in a very, very fast pace. People are rushing in and out, trying to fulfill our commitment and take out our responsibilities. Oftentimes, it is very hard to have a time to really sit down and be mindful of what is going on within ourselves, or even what is going on around us, while we are busy checking off our to-do list. Oh, I have a question to you. Do you still remember when was the last time you take a pause and pay attention to your surroundings? When was the last time you slow down, pay attention, and really listen to yourself? When was the last time you slow down and just breathe? Moving on, my next takeaway will be dialogue. So there are 2 parts of dialogue that I've learned. Firstly, the two-way dialogue between the therapist and the client. As Gestalt therapists practice holism and accept and see one as a whole, the dialogue between client and therapist will not be the therapist just trying to fix the client, but instead it's 2 individuals exchanging information and learning from each other. For me, I think that this is very helpful. As mentioned earlier, that every individual is unique and we should learn to listen and understand an individual experience as a whole. This also helps to build up a stronger foundation for the therapeutic relationship, which is also very crucial in the therapy. Learning and experimenting with Gestalt therapy, I also find that having a dialogue with ourselves can be very therapeutic as well. I learned that through the conversation with myself, I'm able to be more aware of the situation and how does it actually affect me in the present moment. It helps me to be more self-aware of the situation and help me to be more rational in planning and making choices as well. Moreover, I also believe that we know ourselves the best and that we always have the answer within ourselves. It's just yet to be discovered. Some of the ways that I find it helpful for having a dialogue with ourselves are through voice recording or sending voice messages to ourselves. writing the conversation in a notebook, and the other one, and also my favorite, which is to do it in a form of letter. As I myself is a very nostalgic person, having a dialogue in the form of physical letter really helps and works on me very much, as at least this is the most impactful and interesting skill that I have learned from Gestalt therapy classes. The empty chair technique. I am still feeling so amazed by the power of the empty chair techniques. It is so powerful and influential that even though the issue might not be resolved, one can still feel a sense of relief after the session. I believe that everyone has story to tell and that everyone have unfinished business along their lifespan. Sometimes we tend to repress our feelings and thoughts in the past because it is very painful or it brings unpleasant feelings to us. It makes us feel vulnerable. And let's be honest, we don't like to feel vulnerable, don't we? Well, at least before this, I don't like to feel vulnerable because it makes me feel weak. However, this unfinished business often affected us in our present life, which sometimes we might not even be aware of. Hence, to me, Gestalt therapy and empty chair technique have a very special power to heal. It helps me to learn that everyone is unique. It helps me to learn to be more self-aware, and most importantly, it helps me to learn the power of focusing on the present moment and how does the past event and the unfinished business are affecting me right now. How do I feel right now when I think about the unfinished business? The empty chair technique provides a space for us to work on our internal and interpersonal conflicts. It helps us to see the situation from another perspective and gain more insight toward our feelings and behaviors in the present moment. This can also help us to get a relief and closure for our unfinished business in the past. To summarize, I think that Gestalt therapy is very aligned with my belief, especially on the focus on self-awareness and the present moment. I believe that sometimes being able to have a good self-awareness is already a very healing and therapeutic process. Learning to focus on present moment can make us feel more relief as well, because I believe that most of our worries and concerns are coming from the past and the future. Hence, appreciate and paying attention to the present moment can really help us to be more aware of ourselves, our thoughts, feelings, behavior, as well as our surrounding. Now, may I invite you to focus on the present moment with me. Focus on the circle and let's take a few deep breaths together. Ready? Breathing in, breathing out. How are you feeling right now? I hope you are feeling a little better, and thank you for watching my video. I hope my reflection helps you to learn something today. Thank you and see you.